Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Halloween special. I hope all of you have a happy Halloween this year. And this Halloween, I wanted to talk to you more about the legend of Captain Speck and Nurse May. The Battle of Richmond took place on August 29th through the 30th in Madison County, Kentucky. And when the Confederate Army came north from Tennessee into Madison County, they came to the top of Big Hill. And at the bottom of Big Hill was a big white house. And they acquired this house and they used it as their military base to plan the Battle of Richmond and to use it as a hospital. And they had many field hospitals. But if you were someone of importance, they would have brought you back to this White House and tried to operate or do whatever in order to try to save your life if you'd been injured. So Captain Speck and Nurse May were there, and they were getting ready and making preparations for the battle and getting things ready because they knew that in the following days there would be many casualties and many people injured. So they were preparing this house for their much needed place to take the injured. And Captain Speck and the members of the Confederate Army in a big room in the bottom of the house, they stayed in there and they made their plans to attack Richmond. And they also made the plans to have a skirmish at Big Hill. And the plan was that Captain Speck would lead his men to attack the Northern forces. And they would let them think that they were beating them and beating them bad. And they were going to go as far as to let the Yankee forces capture one of their cannons so that the Northern forces would really think that they were beating them bad, and they would let them beat them all the way up to the top of Big Hill, where the rest of the Confederate Army would be waiting for an ambush. And then they would attack them down and really beat them bad, going down Big Hill and whoop them all the way into Richmond. That was their plan. And Captain Speck and his men were going to execute it. And Captain Speck was a very good-looking military officer, and Nurse May was interested in him, and he was interested in Nurse May. And Captain Speck was one of these officers that would reveal military secrets in order to obtain the advantage of a potential mistress as far as their interest in each other in order to enhance her interest in him. So Nurse May asked Captain Speck was what they were going to do the next day in battle, and he told her of the plan of letting the Yankees attack his men, steal the cannon, and lead them up to the top of Big Hill in an ambush. And Nurse May was very smart and intelligent, and she saw the danger in Captain Speck executing this plan. And she said, "Speck, I'm concerned about you, and before tomorrow comes, I want us to spend the night together." And I don't know what all went on, but I'm sure that he was held in her arms, and they spent a night of passion together. And the next day, they executed that plan flawlessly, except Captain Speck was injured. And his men brought him to the hospital, and Nurse May ran out and said, "Oh my, you've brought me my Captain Speck. Let's bring him into the operating room." And she worked and worked and worked on Captain Speck to heal him of his wounds, but it was to no avail. And both Captain Speck and Nurse May died in that house. Captain Speck of his military wounds, and Nurse May died of consumption. And for many, many years, that house was haunted by Captain Speck and Nurse May. And I'm sure that Captain Speck's spirit is in a state of eternal bliss, being held in Nurse May's ample southern bosom. And I just hope that Captain Speck and Nurse May, that their memory is helped to be preserved in this video. And I hope that I did them justice in helping pass on their legacy. And I hope that they are never forgotten, Nurse May and Captain Speck. I'll see you all next Halloween, and y'all have a good one out there, and eat lots of candy. Bye.